Well, hello enemies and book lovers, my name is Ash and welcome back to my channel. We are gathered here today to talk about two authors that I didn't love the first books of that I read, and so we're giving a second chance to both of these authors, alongside of crocheting. So I'm going to do my first crochet project, more about that in a minute, I'm going to talk more about that in the next clip, but for now, we're going to talk about the books that I want to read in this vlog. So the second half of this video is going to talk about Jasmine Walt, which is another author I didn't really love the first book of, but again, I'll talk about that more in the later half of the video. For the time being though, we're going to talk about the author that I plan on reading first, the first author that I want to talk about, the first author I want to give another chance to, and that is no other than Emily Henry. I read Happy Place by Emily Henry, I think it was either this year or last year, and I wasn't a huge fan of it, personally. I didn't really love the main characters, I didn't love the plot, I didn't love the writing style, the humor wasn't really for me either, but I also just feel like the summer kind of theme, partying, going somewhere, having fun with friends. Maybe all of it just didn't really work for me as it all came together. So I'm just hoping that that was just the book and not the author themselves. So for my second chance book for Emily Henry, I'm going to be reading Funny Story, of course, by Emily Henry herself. She is a very popular contemporary author. Again, I've only read one book from her before, which is Happy Place. It was either going to be this book, Funny Story, or Book Lovers by Emily Henry, and I wasn't sure which one to go for first. I think Book Lovers would have been good because it centers around books. Although in this book, actually, the main character, the female protagonist in this book, also kind of, I think she works in a library, so there's still a concept of books in this one. So maybe it's best I don't read a book about books too much because I might be a little bit too much for me. I actually don't even know if I like books about books. Sometimes it doesn't really work well for me, so I think it was best for me to go with this one instead. It also touches on a few things that I feel like I would enjoy. So this is following two different characters, obviously, because it is a romance after all, which is Daphne and Miles. Daphne and Miles had relationships before. Daphne had a fiance and Miles had a girlfriend, and both of their people left them for each other. And so they end up together. Daphne and Miles become roommates, and they kind of go through this grieving process of missing their exes, but also wanting to move on. So of course there's forced proximity, which is one of my favorite tropes. I love forced proximity. It's one of my favorite romance tropes at least. And so I enjoy the idea of them being roommates, being close together, and just having kind of see each other often. I don't really know much about it other than that, so I'm going to go into the next clips, obviously telling you a little bit more. I will not spoil the book. I will probably mention a few brief things that happen in the book. I'll try to be as vague as possible, maybe say some quotes. Just try not to say anything that obviously would, in my opinion, spoil anything, but still give a little bit more detail. So if you don't want to know anything going into this book, nothing at all, then maybe don't watch that part of the video. You can just see how I feel at the end. But I'm going to talk just briefly about the book itself, my thoughts, my opinions, my reactions, all that fun stuff. And I'm also going to be crocheting as I do this. Again, it is my first ever project. I'm a little bit nervous. Do I think it's going to be perfect? No. But I'm going to hope for the best that it will turn out okay. If it at least does what it's supposed to do, I'll be happy with that. Let me go and start Funny Story and come back to you soon. Hi. This is not really for the book update, but I'm still gonna book update you. I have read 2 chapters so far, only just started. I'm going to continue it. I'm actually kind of liking Miles, kind of. I mean, I'm not really into people that smoke anything, but you know what? I'll give him the benefit of the doubt because he seems like he needs it right now, so fair enough. I don't know, them kind of having to deal with what's happening to them and being cheated on and kind of coming together and roommates, like forced proximity. Yes, 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 that's one of my favorite tropes in romance, so I'm eating it up, at least in that regard. But I'm only 2 chapters in, I'm 17 pages in, so not much to talk about. But I want to talk about my crochet project, because that is another reason why I am making this video, to kind of try to do my crochet project while I read these books. And I'm a little bit nervous, because this is the first time I'm ever going to do a project. A little bit worried it will not turn out as anything. It's going to be just like a mess, but we'll find out. I'm going to be making a book sleeve kind of thing where you put your book in it to make sure it's safe when you travel, anything like that. And I seem to travel to Toronto once in a while to see my family, and sometimes I just go on, you know, car trips and stuff like that. I take a 40-minute drive to do my D&D. It's good to just like tuck my book away somewhere safe, keep it nearby, and then, you know, have something to kind of put it inside of. I'll put up like a picture somewhere here as to what the final image is supposed to look like. It's cute and simple. I think it was like $10. I will put it in the description below, but I'm a bit obviously nervous because I've never done this before. Reading the stitches and the instructions on how to do it, the instructions on how to make it, is like learning a new language to me. All the abbreviations, all of everything is just new to me. I am terrified. I'm still kind of learning the stitches. All I've really done is stitches. I've done like a magic circle. I've done very basic things just to kind of know how to do it. I still need to watch videos on how to do the stitches once in a while, but then I'll remember it once I, you know, do 1 or 2 of them. But I am definitely worried because I might not be able to do this properly If I don't mess up too badly, I'm just gonna keep it. If I mess up horrendously, I might just have to redo it. I don't want to redo it. I really don't, because I don't want to do that. My hook is going to be 5.5, so that is my millimeter hook. It's gonna be 5.5, which is perfect. I have my little markers for when I do my stitches, first and last ones, so I know which ones are what, because I'm very bad at knowing my first and last stitches. I'm very bad at that. And then of course my yarn thread itself, whatever you want to call it. What is it called? I don't know. My skein that I've gotten. This one is one I chose because I thought it was really pretty. It's an ombre effect. I think it'll look really pretty when I make the design. I have no idea. I think this should be enough. I don't know. I've never actually, like I said, done a project, so I don't know how much you actually need in regards to the yarn itself. So I'm hoping this will be enough. This is acrylic, and I made sure I got the exact same size that it recommended. Medium for 5.5 hook. Perfect. There's another one that's blue like this, and I might want to do that for a smaller book. So I'm going to be making this for a paperback because I feel like the paperback can stretch a little bit to accommodate smaller hardcovers, and because I want to do a smaller version just to see how much yarn this takes up. I want to see. Even though I tend to mess up, I still kind of, you know, do things I shouldn't be doing, but I'm still brand new to this. I am completely novice to crochet. I'm a complete beginner. Like I said, I've only ever done just simple stitches and practice, and I'm still not even that good at them because I sometimes just forget where the last chain is. I have a really bad time knowing where that is. So do I have a lot of hope? No. But we're gonna see what happens, how it's going to end up. If it can hold a book successfully and look decent, that's a win. So let me get started on my project and continue reading Funny Story, and then I will talk to you a bit then. So let's see how this goes with my crochet project. Lemons. I'm about to make my first time ever making fresh lemonade. I usually only make, well, I don't make it, I usually just buy it, but it is summer and it is going to get hot soon. It already is hot, but it's gonna get hotter. So I'm going to make some fresh lemonade. I have my lemons, there's 9 of them, my little juicer. So let's make some lemonade. The reason why I'm doing this is because I wanted to match colors depending on my Pokemon mugs or my Pokemon glasses. The next one will be Pikachu. I've already done blue and red, so now I have to do yellow. So to match my Pikachu glass, I'm going to be making lemonade by hand. It would have been cheaper just to buy it for $4 instead of getting the lemons for $6, but that's fine. It might taste better. I've never actually had fresh lemonade, or at least not for a long time, so we're gonna see if it tastes good. Let's make some lemonade, shall we? I need 1.5 cups of lemon juice, and these aren't very big lemons, so we'll hope for the best and expect the worst.
For going through such a hard time in the month of July, so instead I let July just be a read month. And fantasy, I don't really know much about the plot, but I've heard rave reviews about this, and I have a video plan for this one, so I'm really
I only squeezed 2. I'm already getting tired. This is bad. I still have 7 left. Let me know if you like pulp in your drinks or not, like your lemonade and your orange juice. I hate pulp with a passion, so I had to strain it because I do not want pulp in my lemonade at all. I juiced all the lemons except for 1, so this is almost exactly 1.5 cups of lemon juice, which is perfect, exactly what I needed. And The biggest lemon here is going to be juiced as well, but I'm going to be using it mostly for the slices. So I'm going to make sure I wash this very well and then put it in to make it look nice and fancy in the drink itself. If I'm going to spend $6 on lemons, I might as well make it look pretty. So we're going to cut this up, put it in, and we're going to make the rest of it. So now it's time to do the water and the sugar and do all that. So let's go and do that. It's a lot of sugar in this. I know that already, but damn. It's like 1.5 cups of sugar with 1.5 of lemon juice, but there's 8 cups of water. I'm trying to make it sound like it's okay. It's not that good for me, but you know what? It's okay. Just one time, all right? One time in the entire summer. I think I could do it. I fear it cannot hold 8 cups of water. Uh-oh, I underestimated this pitcher. Uh-oh. I don't think it's gonna take 3 more cups. We'll try. Eight cups total. So that's 4 cups in here, 4 cups in here. So if I do half a cup in here, half a cup in here, it'll be perfectly 8 cups of water. Okay, I got my favorite thing in the world, ice. So I'm just gonna put some ice in it. And that, my friends, is some fresh lemonade. It looks amazing. Let me show it to you. I have some extras. This will just be put in a separate cup. I got the perfect cup. Look at this. It's my BT21. It has literally lemon slices in it. Isn't it so cute? Like, look, little slices. This is perfect. And that, my friends, is it. Look at that. Look how cute this is. Let me show you a little bit of footage. Hello, update time. I made some progress on my little book. What's it called? A book pouch? I don't know what it's called. But we're on the second color. Can you see it? Isn't it so pretty? The second ombre. Ugh, gorgeous. And I'm making progress. I'm not gonna say it's good progress. I'm making progress. But I am excited to continue it and see how far I can get. I'm kind of in the groove of it now. I kind of know what I'm doing. I also have a counter on my phone, so I know how many stitches I've done, because for some dumb reason I thought the stitches doesn't really matter, you know. If I mess up once or so, it's fine. Why did I think that? I don't know why. Me and numbers don't go well together, so I was kind of just like, I don't really care. And well, let's just say there is a mess up in my project. Am I going to frog it? No, I'm going to allow it to stay this way. So this side is perfect. Literally, this side is perfect. I don't know if I'm doing the stitches properly. I'm supposed to be putting it in the chain from the last one. Every time I do it, you chain one, single crochet, skip a spot, put it into the next stitch instead. That used to be the other chain of the last round. So I have to stitch into the last chain round, and I don't really know if I'm doing it in the right spot. There's like 2, there's a smaller one and a bigger one. I'm going into the smaller one. I think that would be the chain, but I'm not entirely sure. Regardless, this could be wrong, but at the same time, it's actually kind of cute anyway. This is the perfect side. This is the side I messed up on, and if you know crochet, you might be able to see right away. But I don't think I'm going to frog it, because if I do, it's going to make me not want to continue because I'm going to be annoyed. Also, I don't know what round it would be on because I messed up here and here. So this would be maybe 2 rounds down, and this one's about 4 rounds down, and I just don't really want to redo it. This is my first ever project. If I mess up on my first project, I don't mind. This will do definitely this entire thing and maybe a little bit extra. So worst case scenario, I could just keep doing this until I'm better at it. My first project will have imperfections. I know some people that are crocheters out there can be like, oh my God, you can't do that. You have to go back and frog it and make it perfect. I don't really care that much, honestly. I don't really mind. So yeah, but this side is nice. This side is nice. I might have messed up somewhere at some point because I know myself enough that I might have, but so far it looks really cute. I had to do 10 to 20 rounds, the same thing. So I'm actually getting kind of in the groove of my stitches, which is really nice. And my first attempt, I forgot to do a single crochet and I was accidentally doing slip stitches. Huh? It's been so long since I've done it that I just forgot. I was doing slip stitches instead of single crochet. So that was fun. That was an interesting time. But yeah, I'm going to continue this in a minute. But let me talk about my book update. Kind of why we're mostly here, I think. At least some people. Maybe some people like the crochet aspect. I've read 100 pages out of 400 so far. I am a quarter of the way through. I actually don't even think I realized that this is a fake dating trope. I don't think I realized that when I first picked this up. I mean, maybe I did, I just forgot about it. But I forgot about it at least entirely when I started this, because I got to the part where they are fake dating now, and Oh my god, I love it. I love fake dating. I've already had a point where I was like giggling and like kicking my feet because Miles said to someone in public that this is my girlfriend. Wait, what did he say? What did he say? Daphne goes to Miles' workplace and she's with her friend. And so she's with her friend and she's sitting with her, and Miles comes over because he is serving the group. He comes over to where Daphne is sitting, leans against the counter, and he's like, well, if it isn't my adoring girlfriend. Like, he said it out loud in front of other people. Like, I know they're pretending, but he didn't really have to do that in front of like random people. But the fact that he said it out loud in a public space with her friend there, I was giggling and just the entire time. How do I feel so far about this book though? Do I think I'm enjoying Emily Henry's work? I am definitely enjoying this more than Happy Place. I don't know if this will be above a 3-star yet. I still have time to wait. I still have 300 pages left, but definitely feel like this is giving a bit better vibes. This kind of works more with me. I don't know again if I'm loving it, but I am enjoying it more than I liked Happy Place. So that's a good sign so far. I don't know if it'll continue or not, but we are going to see as I continue to read it. So that's a good sign. I'm looking forward to seeing if I enjoy it as I go. I am physically reading Funny Story while physically crocheting because, you know, I like to physically read books mostly. I don't really listen to audiobooks and I like to read physically. Does it work with crocheting? No, but it's okay. I'm going to take my time doing one at a time. So I will crochet and I will read separately and see how I go with the progress of both of these things. So yeah, I will update you on both of these. I will go and continue that now and I will come back to you soon.
And that, my friends, is how this book opens up. Now we get to see the world get infected with said virus, and it can be very triggering, especially with what we recently. I tend to read a little slower, even though I've already read it. It don't make no sense to me either, girl.
I have some interesting news, mostly bad news, but interesting news. Anyways, I am almost halfway through Funny Story. I have 25 pages left until I get to around the halfway mark. Actually, I'm almost there. I'm at 45%. So I'm very close to getting there. I have to talk to you guys. We have to discuss this right now. I'm about to shower, so it is washing my hair day and washing my face. And well, I wash my face every day. But I mean, like, I have to wash my face and wash my hair, so I look a little bit grungy, to say the least. I just went on a 40-minute walk, and now I'm going to shower, do dishes, and stuff like that. Hence the stuff in the background. Ignore that, please. Thank you. But Emily Henry, what do I say about this book? Well, I'll talk about it in a second. Because wait, my lemonade. You know how I said that I never had lemonade freshly squeezed? Technically I did. I have an overpriced one. There's like this thing that goes to conventions, like literally just a lemonade that they open and they squeeze fresh lemonade. I've had it before and it's always extremely expensive. It's like $5-6 for a single cup. And I've had it before and it tastes pretty much like this. Yes, I already drank it. I'm so sorry. I should have done it on camera, but it's so good. I couldn't help myself. I had a whole one of these yesterday. It was amazing. And I have my own like little Mio squirts over there. I'm not gonna get them. I'm too lazy. But I have like little Mio squirts. So one's like strawberry watermelon, one is berry, it's blue. And I added the blue one to this, the berry one, and it tastes so good. It was like almost like a blue raspberry kind of flavoring, kind of. And it tastes so good with like added flavoring. Oh my God, it tastes good by itself, but added flavoring enhances it. It is 9 a.m. So maybe I shouldn't be drinking this right now. I'm not gonna drink this anymore. I'm putting it back. I am right next to my fridge, so I'll put it back. I'm going to talk to you about Emily Henry. Funny story. Actually, I have a funny story, and that is I'm not sure if I like this book. I liked the beginning of this book. I was having a good time, and then I don't know if it's my headspace or if it's this book, because I cannot get my head into it. I am just so distracted when I'm reading it. I'm daydreaming about other things. I'm just not really that enraptured into this book, and I'm just having a hard time kind of just getting my head into it. Like, feeling like I'm interested enough to read it and actually absorb it. I don't know if it's Emily Henry's writing. I don't think it works for me. I don't like the characters very much. I'm sorry. I don't like how they interact. Their banter is so random and weird. Like, it's so random. I don't understand why. I think Emily Henry just likes to do this. Maybe it's supposed to be funny. Maybe it's supposed to be quirky and cute. It's really just weird. I just don't like the interactions between characters. I don't know if it's just Emily Henry's writing. I don't know. There's also a lot of pop culture references, a lot of things in modern day. I don't like pop culture references myself. I don't mind it from time to time, but this book constantly has like just a bunch of random things, and I just don't really think I care about those things, okay? And I feel bad. Like, I know people are gonna dislike my video. If you dislike my video, please go ahead and do so. I don't blame you, because I wanted to like this. I really did. I expected to like this one more than Happy Place, and I don't know if I do. Like, I really don't know if I do. I wanna at least reach the halfway mark, the 50% mark. I'm gonna read at least 25 more pages, so I'll get to 200 pages out of 380. I'll get to the middle, but there is a slim chance I might DNF. So the next time I update you, you will know if I DNF or not. I'm a little bit nervous, but we'll see, we'll find out. I'm about to start Oathbringer, which is very different than this book. So if I can get absorbed into Oathbringer, but not this, maybe it's just a funny story, you know? So I don't know. So let's see if I actually ended up DNFing or not. You'll see in the next clip. Take it away. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was wrong about this book. I want to kiss you all the time. Sometimes it's just easier to find an excuse. I'm on page 238, so I am officially over halfway through the book. Good news, I'm not DNFing it. I actually think I'm liking it right now, only because I think the romance kind of just is starting to kickstart. It's starting to be a little bit more romance heavy. Beginning of the book was kind of them just kind of getting to know each other a bit more and learning about each other, and I'm really liking the fake dating, but they're finally kind of feeling things, but they keep stopping. Like that little snippet of me reading, I was kind of excited, but then it was disrupted as usual. And you know what? I don't mind waiting, but like really, you gotta do that to me? Do that to us? How dare they? I'm learning more about Miles, his backstory, actually a very sad backstory with his mother. I hated that because I just don't know why some parents are just so horrible. I just don't understand that. And so it makes me upset to read that kind of stuff, but also very realistic because real life people are not the best, are they? I am, again, on to the last third. I should be finishing this tomorrow on sprints, so you'll probably see me tomorrow when I'm on sprints and then finishing the book. Probably not during sprints. If I'm lucky I can, but I'm pretty busy tomorrow morning, so maybe in the afternoon I'll be able to finish it, or the evening. Regardless, I am enjoying it. I'm not DNFing it. That's great. That's good news so far. And right now, she has a dress on, and uh-oh, she can't undo it herself. She has to get the zipper done, and she can't. It's stuck. Oh no, I wonder who's gonna help her get it off. I just love it. I just love these things, okay? It's like the simple things, you know? It's still endearing. They're still pining for each other. They're still kind of getting to know each other and still trying to understand the relationship they have right now. And of course they kiss and stuff, but they don't really know what's going on right now. Like they're still kind of figuring it out. So with that being said, I'm liking that aspect of it. I'm enjoying the discovery of their relationship, but there's a few things I need to complain about. Actually, there's only one thing I need to complain about, and that's Julia. Is that her name? Miles's sister. Miles's sister. I'll be honest with you guys, I cannot stand her. I do not like her at all. She's very annoying. I think she's supposed to be 22 years old, and I understand that that's young, but at 22 years old, you should know not to just be a nuisance and barge into your brother's home who lives with someone else and just making a mess, like just making yourself at home, saying that you're gonna only be there for a week, but you're actually staying there for way longer. I understand that it's her brother's place too, but someone else lives here. Daphne also lives there. And so Julia is so annoying. She acts like a 15-year-old. She's going around throwing her dirty clothes around, like just being, in my opinion, annoying. And it's just like, well, that's just how she is. And I'm like, no, if she was in my house doing this, I would be so upset. I don't like Julia at all. I find her to be very immature, very annoying, and has no manners. And I'm not saying I hate her. Like, obviously, it's fine to be like this, but she's old enough to understand better. Like, 22 isn't that young. I know it is. I know that maturity doesn't really depend on age, depends on the person, but don't like her that much at all. I do feel bad for her for what happened to her and what happened to Miles, but that doesn't make me like her anymore than I don't already. So yeah, I mean, it's a small little gripe I have. I do apologize, but you know, she is a bit annoying. If she came into my house and did this, I would be very irate. But I plan on reading a little bit more tonight. I want to read at least 40 more pages. So I probably have nothing else to say to you tonight unless I do like reactions or like show you something or whatever, say a quote. Other than that, I should probably be going to bed soon. It is 11:30. I usually go to bed at like 12:30 and wake up at 8. So I should be going to bed within the hour. That would be the smart thing to do, but we'll see if I actually end up doing that. So see you then. I'm just doing some sprints and I'm also going to be finishing Funny Story. Probably not during the sprints because I only have 40 minutes left of the sprint, but I will be getting a decent way through this book. So far so good, but we'll see what actually ends up happening. I do apologize for the background noise. My PC is making a weird sound. I probably should worry about it, but I'm just gonna ignore it instead. Instead, we're going to also read this book and see how I feel about it. So I'm very close to the end. So let's finish the last 110 pages and then see how I feel about the book overall. Excuse me, what are the damn chances that the moment I start streaming, all the smut stuff happens? I mean, it's kind of like tasteful. The way that Emily Henry writes her scenes are tasteful. But right now, like, the 15 minutes I've been sprinting, why? Just why? I have just bad luck with this, always. Guess what? I finished Funny Story by Emily Henry. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, as you can see between the clips that I've filmed so far, but I have my final thoughts, and I've given my final rating. So, what did I rate Funny Story? Well, I'm glad you asked. Well, no one asked, but it's okay. A little bit of context, I actually gave Happy Place a 2.5 stars, rounded to a 2. So I clearly didn't like Happy Place. I rounded it down to a 2 because I just wasn't a fan. I almost DNF'd it, but I didn't. I had almost similar feelings with this book, although I did like it a little bit more than Happy Place. And so I did not give it a 2-star rating, but I gave it a 3-star rating. So not much better, but I still give it a 3, which is better than Happy Place. So technically speaking, did I give this book a better rating? Yes. I gave it a 3 instead of a 2.5, which to me is still better, you know? It's better than the first book, which in a way is a success. But I still don't really think that Emily Henry is for me. I kind of just decide right now, at least, that maybe I'll just put her books down for now, and maybe she's not the author for me. I just think it's the writing style. I don't really think the writing style and the characters and the humor is for me. As I thought from the first book, Happy Place, I just don't think those things meshed well. For me, at least. I know a lot of people love and adore her work, but not my kind of thing. Not my cup of tea. Even the ending, like, I kind of liked the third act breakup. I wouldn't really call it that, but the thing that happens at the end of the book that kind of like stirs the relationship, I actually kind of liked it because it seemed realistic, and I actually enjoyed the aspect of it. It wasn't like something that was just randomly tossed into the middle of nowhere. It actually made some sense, and I liked how that was handled personally. I liked the development between the characters. I realized that these characters are not perfect, and I really liked how their history with their parents really kind of built them up to how they are now, and I liked the aspects of that. I think there were a lot of strengths in this book, like I said, with the family aspects and everything like that, but I just don't think that the writing style is for me. Emily Henry is not for me. I'm not going to give any other books for her a shot because I just think I won't love them. Not that I won't like them at all, but I just don't want to be reading her books and giving her low ratings. I don't know her personally, but she seems like a really sweet person. The acknowledgements were really sweet. So I don't want to read her books and just hate on them. So instead I'm just going to put her books down and finish from here. I did enjoy aspects of my time reading her books, but I think Emily Henry is a no for me. So far, the first author in my list of the 4 is going to be one that I will not continue. I don't think her writing is for me. I don't think her characters are for me. So Emily Henry, sorry, but I mean, she has so many other fans and so many other people that love her work, so I'm pretty sure she won't mind one person not liking her book. So it works out. But that moves on to our next book. That is the second book of this project. We're only gonna be doing 2 in this video because I talk way too much and I don't want this video being too long. So we're gonna move on to the second one. The next author I'm gonna give another chance to is Jasmine Walt. Jasmine Walt is a romance writer for the most part. She also writes fantasy books, but for the most part, from what I've seen so far, she writes a lot of romance. A lot of her books are on KU, so if you're interested, check them out. But I read one, I think like 2 years ago now, for a dragon reading project. For that one, I read Dragon's Gift by Jasmine Walt. I gave it a 3 stars. Let me check, it's right here. I actually gave it a 4-star rating, which is actually surprising. But I DNF'd book 2. I didn't love it as much. It was a White Shoes dragon shifter romance, and all of the guys were, I think they were siblings. I think they were brothers. I might be wrong. Yeah, they were. I remember being very surprised by that, being like, what? They all like different hair colors and stuff. They were kind of different from one another. I liked the concept of it. There wasn't really many scenes between them, which is good. They all independently kind of were with her. And I liked aspects and ideas, but it just didn't really hit for me in the second book, so I just DNF'd the second book and wasn't sure if I wanted to try other works from her. She's written so many books, and I just want to give her another chance because maybe I'll like her other works, especially her fantasy books, because maybe I'll step away from her romance and try a fantasy book from her, and I'm willing to give it a shot. There might be a subplot of romance in the one I'm about to talk about, but I'm going to assume that it's mostly going to be a secondary thing rather than the main primary thing. So the book I'm going to be reading today is called The Dragon. This was written by Jasmine Walt, although she has a pen name, I think, for her fantasy books. So for this one, she goes by Jessica Drake. So Jessica Drake, Jasmine Walt are the same people, just pen names, so that way she could separate her romances from her fantasy books. The one I have on my screen and my Kindle, I think, are going to be Jasmine Walt, but still, I'm looking forward to trying this, giving her another shot. Again, I didn't hate her first book I read, but I just DNF'd the second one, and I just want to see if I like other works from her because I want to try them. This is a 4.25 rating on Goodreads. It only has 316 reviews and 3,384 ratings, so it's not incredibly popular, which makes me even more interested and intrigued to read it. This is a book featuring Zara. She's an orphan, and in order to pay off her debts, she goes to a dragon rider's house and she steals an artifact. This artifact is actually an egg. So she gets a dragon egg and she has to kind of deal with what happens after she gets this egg and acquires it. I'm going to assume that the egg hatches and she becomes a dragon rider, considering the name of the book and the title and the cover. So I'm going to assume she becomes one herself, and so I am interested. I'm curious. I haven't read a lot of Dragon Rider books. I've only read a handful. With that being said though, while I read this book, I'm also going to be crocheting. I have finished the actual sleeve of the project. I'll show it to you later though. I'm not gonna say anything about it right now. I need to work on the little ribbon. So I'm going to make the ribbon. Hopefully it turns out okay, so that way it doesn't look too bad. And so we're going to make the ribbon together, and then we're gonna put it on, and then I'm gonna show you what the sleeve looks like, the book sleeve looks like. Let us start, call it the dragon, and crochet some ribbons, I guess. Well, just one, but you know what I mean. We'll crochet and read. So let's go and do that. I just recorded myself talking about the book, and I realized it was facing the opposite direction. So you were looking at the blinds. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. All right, it's fine. Okay, it's only been like an hour and a half since I updated you last, and I have a few things I want to talk about. For one, how do I feel about this book? Well, I am 34 pages into it, 13% if you will, and I didn't expect it to be like this. I thought it was gonna be like more of a serious fantasy. I don't know why, but it's not. It's supposed to be YA, although the first chapter, the first 2 pages, is Zara talking about how she has an ex that she used to sleep with, and he is currently sleeping with someone else, as she is currently trying to steal from him. So she's about to steal something from him. It's not the egg, it's something else. So she goes to steal something from him, and while this is happening, he's just like doing something with someone else, and it mentions that's happening, and there's even like one line of them saying something in the bedroom. I'm like, this is a YA book? Like, it starts off with the scene, and I'm like, okay, you don't see it, but still you hear it, and she talks about how she slept with him and how a bunch of things like that, and I'm like, okay, interesting. I don't know if this is YA, but here we are. And so that's how it starts. So I was already a little bit like taken aback by it. I didn't expect it. I do like Zara to an extent. I like how she's like a rogue kind of person, how she goes and like steals and stuff. I like that. And she works in a place that she sells her stolen goods, which is interesting. I don't know how that's even possible, but here we are, alongside other things that people have brought in. So that's really interesting, I guess. But Zara's a little bit, I don't know if immature is the right word, but I have a hard time kind of liking her. She's trying to be funny and like witty, but doesn't really work well for me. I always have a hard time really liking characters who are supposed to be like comedic, funny. There's been a few, very few characters I actually like who do that. Like for example, Hoyd from Brandon Sanderson's books, Light Song from Warbreaker. I also enjoyed his like kind of comedic personality. I tend to sometimes like that kind of funny based character, but sometimes they're just trying too hard, or they're just not really funny to me. So in this case, Zara, I don't know how I feel about her. I'm not loving her right now, and there has been mention of like a dragon that went overhead, so that was kind of interesting. I'm more excited about the dragon aspects. When it comes to dragon books, I feel like the aspect of the dragons is kind of like tells you if this book is going to be good or not, or interesting or not. I am very curious if the author will do a good job with the dragons, because I feel like a lot of the time with dragon books, it's not always done really well. Right now, I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's not giving that good of an energy. The first book read by the author was a 4 stars. I don't know why I decided to read a different book, because I don't know if this will be better than a 4-star rating. I'm having a hard time like thinking this will be a good book. Not to be mean to the author, but I don't know if it works really well in a fantasy setting. I will try though. I'm gonna keep trying. There was a quote I want to talk about though that was wild. Zara was talking to her friend Tiana. Tiana used to be an orphan, but she became someone that worked on the streets, if you know what I mean, to make money. And so she talks to Tiana, and she's a little bit malnourished and looks a little bit gaunt, and she worries about her a bit, but she like hugs her and talks to her, and Tiana talks about her life and how that she's not really being paid the amount she should be being paid, and it's just all that stuff. But then Zara says something, well, in her own head, she doesn't say it out loud, she thinks it, that really made me question a few things. I'm like, really? You're gonna say this? She says, verbatim, I will quote from the book, "Though Tiana was forced to sell her body in exchange for coin, at least she had work. Most orphans got thrown out at around 16 years old, and with fewer marketable skills, often resorted to begging for scraps." I get it. Having a job is better than no job at all. But also, like, it literally says, though she was forced to sell her body in exchange for coin, at least she had work. Zara, sweetie, I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I don't know if that's exactly the best way to think. I mean, that's kind of messed up. Like, yeah, she has to sell her body because she can't afford anything. And yeah, maybe she's not being paid properly for it, but at least she has a job. I don't know about that. Like, I don't know if that's actually technically correct. Maybe to some extent, yeah, that's good to have a job. But there is an extent where it's like, just because one thing is right doesn't mean the other thing is right. So I don't know how I felt about that quote. Again, she didn't say it out loud, but seriously, Zara, that was an interesting take. I'll say that. So again, Zara, not sure how I feel about her. The book itself, not sure how I feel about it. I'm only 34 pages in, so I still have a way to go. It's only 270 pages. It's a very short book. So hey, we'll see how it happens. I'm not really that optimistic. I'm hoping it'll blow me away at the later half of the book. Maybe later on it'll surprise me. So we'll see. I am curious. It's like steampunky with dragons. I like ideas. Execution, maybe not so much. But anyways, I'm gonna be continuing with my cross stitch soon, and I will let you know soon how I feel about the book, and if it gets better, we'll find out. All right, you know what? This is gonna be the final update. A few things to talk about in the final update though. Some exciting things, some not so exciting things. So let's talk about those things, shall we? Please don't be upset with me, because you know how I was supposed to do the ribbon with you? Well, I already did it. You know why? Because I get really in the groove. When I crochet, I'm just like in the headspace and I don't think about recording it because I'm not really used to doing that. So I ended up just doing the bow on my own. I don't want to like pretend and like fake one and just say that I'm doing one when I'm actually not. So I was gonna be honest with you guys and tell you that I already did it by myself. So do apologize for that, although that means I'm done it. Okay, I finished my book sleeve. So let's talk about the book sleeve before we get into the book itself, shall we? Why am I holding it like stiff? This wouldn't even, well, this actually would hurt. I was gonna say it wouldn't hurt, but it would hurt actually. So let me show you my book sleeve that I made. Is it perfect? Nope. It has a lot of mistakes. I'll show it to you first. I won't say the mistakes yet, but I'll show it to you first. I didn't really frog anything. I probably should have in the beginning when I kind of first messed up, but I didn't because I just didn't really care enough, and I wanted my first project to be imperfect because I thought that'd be kind of endearing. I can go back to it and kind of see the mistakes I made, maybe redo it one day and, you know, see it the way it's supposed to look. So that would be kind of nice to see one day. Let me just show it to you. Should I point out the negatives first? No, let me just show it to you first. Okay, remember this used to be a paperback one and now it's a Kindle one because I accidentally decreased by like 2 stitches halfway through it. So it is a little bit small for a paperback. So now it is a Kindle, but da-da-da-da, here it is. Okay, it's kind of cute. It's kind of cute. So this is what it looks like. You know what? It's adorable. For my first ever project, I did a decent job. It can hold it, which is a good sign. So this is what it looks like with the actual Kindle, with the Kindle case on it. But let me show you what it looks like without the case, because I think it actually fits a bit better without the case. Without the cover, with just the Kindle itself, without the cover, just like slotting in like that. So it kind of fits it perfect. Although now you can kind of see the concave shape of it. It doesn't look as cute when it's like this though. So let me show you the imperfections of this. First of all, you can kind of see it's like hourglass shape. It has like this little curve. I did decrease it by accident by at least 2 stitches. So I realized this halfway and I fixed it, but it's already too late. If I flatten it out, you could definitely see it. See? So this part is the part that's really tight on the Kindle with the case on. This part is fine. Ow, what the heck? That hurt. The actual stitching themselves are wrong. I mean, if you look at this and then you look at the design, they're not the same. So clearly I didn't do the stitches properly, but it turned out okay still. It still holds it. It still looks kind of cute. So I'm just gonna like pretend that doesn't matter. Again, I'm gonna do this another day and keep trying this pattern over and over and over again until I kind of realize how it's done. So I just didn't really care the first time because I was kind of learning it, but I want to actually learn how to do it properly next time. But yeah, it does fit. Like, let me show you. Like, it could fit okay. Like, it doesn't really struggle that much getting in, especially because I kind of like use it enough times that it's kind of stretching the threads and fabric. The back though, oh, the back is the abomination. You can see where I started my rounds and finished my rounds. Okay, let me show it to you guys. Yeah, you see this, you see that line? That's not supposed to be there, by the way. That's not supposed to be there. So the back of it is actually like Frankenstein's monster. But the front of it, you know, sunshine and rainbows. So just look at the front of it. Don't worry about the back. Again, super cute. I actually like it, okay? It's cute. It's simple. It's adorable color. Someone on my Discord said it reminds them of blueberry cheesecake. And honestly, I love that. It gives like the ombre look. And it was actually the exact amount of colors to finish the ombre. So it's 4, 4, and 4 or something like that. And so this one just finished off this color, which was really good, really cool. Also, the final stitching along the top definitely isn't as secure as it's supposed to be. I read the way to do this and I had no idea what it meant. It was like 30 chain. I'm like, how do you chain 30? Wouldn't it just go upward? So I didn't understand it, so I just did like a slip stitch around the top, and that's all I've done because I didn't know how to finish it off. I want to do another project of this, maybe do an actual hardcover or paperback version of this and make sure I'm doing it right. And if I do it wrong, I will frog it, which means like go back and do it again. So if I mess up, I'll actually fix my mistakes. But for this one, I don't really mind that much. I actually think it's cute. The imperfections kind of make me like it more. I know some people would hate it, but I don't mind it. I'm not really someone that really cares if I make mistakes sometimes, but I have no idea what I'm doing. And some of the stitches and stuff were actually not that easy. So we're gonna just move on now. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's super cute, okay? I didn't even realize I'm wearing purple. So I'm just like purple today, I guess you can say. So good note, I at least finished this. Even if it's not perfect, I still love it, okay? It's still mine and I still made it and I'm proud of it, all right? Another crafty thing I made. I did this on sprints like a week ago, but I wanted to show you. This will be in a future TBR board game. So a little sneak peek, but I made a little TBR jar for my series. So I have, I think, around 13 series. And so I made a little TBR jar. Let me show it. It's like the cutest thing. It's so tiny. Ta-da! Hey, look how cute this is. Like, look how adorable this is. There's also Stephen King in here just because I want to continue his books. His books aren't a series, obviously, but I still want to continue his works. It's the cutest thing ever. And obviously I can't like get my hand in it, but I could just take out one like this. See, the poppy wart. It's so cute. Yeah, I just have it double-sided. So it's the same on both sides because I do not care about making it look cute. These are probably going to be just like tossed out, or I'm going to keep them somewhere. I will use these for a few times though because these are series. So a lot of these will be in here for a few like TBR games. I'm not going to just throw them out instantly. Some of these series are going to be in here for months, if not years. Little TBR jar. It's like the cutest little jar ever. I want to fill it up more, but I don't want to start more series. So I'm not going to start more series, but it's a little tempting because I want this to be fuller. But no, bad. We're not going to do that. But let's finish the video off here by speaking about Call of the Dragon by Jasmine Walt. I have bad news about this book. I am so sorry. I don't understand why this is happening. When I do TBR videos where I do vlogs, for some reason I just end up DNFing a lot of the books I'm reading, and I promise you I don't DNF that many books. Like the average books I DNF a month is maybe like 1. So the fact that I am just reading those books in my vlogs is just honestly just the bad luck. It's just bad luck at this point. I don't really know what to do or say at this point. So I read Call of the Dragon. I read 25% and I had to DNF it. I just couldn't get into it. It's very juvenile in my opinion in the writing style. I just didn't like the main character. I was not able to get into it. It feels like I'm forcing myself to read it when I read it, and I'm kind of getting into a slump right now. Like I haven't read in 2 days, and so I just don't think it's the time for me to read, especially if I don't really feel like I'm in the mood to read this book, because I wanted to go into it with like high epic fantasy, and I am coming out of it with like YA fantasy that's trying to be comedic, and it's just not really working for me. So I'm just gonna DNF this book. I think if someone was younger, or if they like that kind of comedic writing style, maybe this would work better for them. But for me, it just doesn't really work very well, and I just don't really think I want to get into it or read it or finish it. So I'm not going to force myself. Funnily enough, I actually prefer the first series, the Why Choose series, over this one. That one was still like not my favorite, but I still had a good time with it. So I actually preferred the first book I read by Jasmine Walt over the second book, which is Wild. So yeah, this was giving like 2.5 star energy. I don't rate my DNFs unless I've read over half of it, so I'm not gonna give it a rating. But if I had to give it one right now from this point, from 25%, it would be 2.5 stars. Or 2. Regardless, I'm probably just gonna end the video off here because again, I really should just stop DNFing books, but I can't help myself. If I don't want to read a book, or if it's making me slumpy, I just can't do it to myself. I just cannot force myself to read it, and so I just decided not to force myself to get through this book. It had interesting concepts of it. There is like dragon academies in this book, which was also kind of interesting, but I didn't really get to that part yet, so again, unfortunate, but hey, it's fine. I also kind of liked the dragon. She was adorable. She was very cute. She spoke telepathically with the main character, and thankfully I kind of found her endearing. That might have been the only thing that actually wanted me to continue it though, but not enough. So I did DNF it at 25%, unfortunately. So both of these books are technically a failure, I guess you can say. I don't think I will ever read from Emily Henry again. I just don't really like her characters or the writing style of Emily Henry. And for Jasmine Walt, I think I actually might try more of her books, but I'm gonna be very tentative when I do it. I think I might try another romance book from her in the future, but I don't really have a whole lot of high hopes, but I'm gonna at least maybe give it a shot. So with that, I do apologize that this was a positive video. I will say, I think I might like The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. It is one that I'm actually kind of anticipating. So the next video for me doing this taste test video is going to be Credence by Penelope Douglas and The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. I do plan on finishing both of those books. I think I will like The Love Hypothesis. I think I genuinely will like that book. Credence, I don't think I'll like it, but I think it'll be fun. So I want to get through it anyway, like force myself to get through it. If I DNF it, okay, I'm gonna try not to DNF Credence. I'm gonna literally just try to push through it. If it's like so bad I can't do it, I won't. But I want to try it, and maybe I'll like it. If I'm crazy enough, I will like it. No offense if you liked it. I'm just saying, like, I feel like some people have to admit if they liked Credence, they're a little crazy. And honestly, I love that. I love that for you. I'm gonna go now and read some books I haven't read in a while. I'm gonna join sprints. Let me know if there's any authors you want to give another chance to. There are some really popular authors out there that people just can't really get into the books of. So let me know if there's any authors that you just can't really get into. If there's authors you want to try again or anything like that. If you want to leave a comment about that, please go ahead and do so. If not, just leave a lemon down below, lemonade, lemon, whatever they have in the emojis down below to commemorate my lemonade. That was delicious. I already drank it all. It's been like a week since I've recorded this video. You have to drink the lemonade within 5 days of making it, okay? So I had to do it for the sacrifice, so that way, you know, it didn't go bad. Moving on from that, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Have oh my gosh. Have an amazing reading month this month, and I hope to see you all soon. Goodbye, everyone.